And we're now joined by Lindsay Martin, who is the Acting Deputy Director General for National Planning Coordination at the Department of Planning, Monitoring and Evaluation. Lindsay, thank you so much for joining us. Really do appreciate it. What data points are we talking about when we're talking about geospatial information management data collection?
Evening, Oliver. So, I mean, the strategy itself, maybe just to highlight, has two components. So the strategy provides an overarching framework and is then supported by what we call a geospatial system. That system then captures different data points for projects across government. So for example, I mean, we already have some partnerships. We know departments like Department of Public Works and Infrastructure, Department of Water and Sanitation, Human Settlements, etc., already capture data about project delivery. The intention with this system is basically to leverage that data, spatialize it and overlap it, so that we are able then to spatially target where development should happen.
So what does those data points look like? Access or the proximity of a water body to a population density, let's call it the epicenter of a population density in a spatial, overlaid in a spatial diagram. Is that what we're talking about? Are we talking about the excess of servitudes? Are we talking about town planning? What exactly are we looking at collecting to be able to make those strategic decisions around service delivery and resource allocation?
Yes, Oliver. I mean, it will capture all of the data you've referred to. I mean, in fact, the benefits of the tool also serves to integrate the work of government in the sense that, I mean, I've spoken about the national departments that collect this data, similarly within provinces and even within municipalities. So the tool will be able to overlay data from across the different levels of government. It will then be able to say, based on if you overlay that with things like population data or socioeconomic data, where are the service delivery needs, and then where should you target future investment based on those needs. So, I mean, as you had highlighted for human settlements, servitudes for water, energy, I mean, these are all the things where the system is fully functional that we should be able to map within the system.
How have we been making these decisions all along in the absence of the system?
Well, there has been pockets of data, I mean, across different departments. I think the biggest challenge we've had is that a lot of the institutions have been working within silos. So, I mean, this initiative essentially tries to pull all that data together and then to map that based on service needs. It also supports what we call the medium-term development plan, which was approved by Cabinet earlier this year. So that plan sets out a set of goals that this term of government wants to achieve. The spatial data then provides additional evidence to support those objectives for both this medium term, but even beyond this, because we know spatial transformation, for example, in fact happens over time. So as you build capability within the system, you'll improve the ability to make decisions.
Let's illustrate the use cases, Lindsay, for a second. Consider the following example. The Provincial Department of Health in, say, Gauteng would like to build a new hospital. It would then access what I would presume to be a centralized dashboard. And on this dashboard, they would be able to see water access and servitudes related to that, transportation planning. They would be able to see Eskom's electricity grid and related expansions, electricity access there too. They would be able to see presumably airspace regulations if it is a national key point in an area that's close to a national key point. If it in case wants to have a helipad that would bring in patients on an emergency basis to the hospital. Am I understanding the use case correctly?
Yes, Oliver. I mean, that's exactly what we're looking at. I mean, we're not there yet in terms of all the services you've described. But I mean, ideally, that's the objective of the strategy itself. And the strategy is then supported by an implementation plan to take us to that level. So, I mean, a lot of the cities already collect some of this data. However, I mean, there are gaps, and there are gaps in relation, for example, we know provinces, for example, build hospitals, clinics, schools. There's not always an interface between those data sources and what is available within the municipal space. So to be able to link all of these within one platform and generate the intelligence, not only using the project data, but also giving a sense of where people are living in terms of the services they need, what are the backlogs, but also to project ahead. I mean, because to be able to meet a service need, you've got to think about what infrastructure you would need in the future as well.
How much money are we spending on building this technology?
So we've just initiated the first phase of this. We're currently working with Esri, who provides a lot of the underlying technology for this. The intention, obviously, is to leverage off data that already exists within different departments. So the cost is not that significant. I suppose as we get greater level of detail in terms of information, explore data sources beyond government. I mean, in the private sector, academia, we still haven't yet worked out those costs. But I mean, that's the intention over time, to integrate both and to make it accessible as well to decision makers in private sector and academia.
Yeah. Lindsay Martin, thank you so much for your time. Really do appreciate it.